The hadith that we will be talking about today was also mentioned in Sahih al-Bukhari. The Prophet ﷺ said, من سلك طريقا يطلب به علما سهل الله له طريقا إلى الجنة. This hadith urges one to seek the religious knowledge and to travel to seek the religious knowledge, even if the distance between where you live and where the circle of knowledge is being held is far. Still, one is encouraged to go and seek that knowledge. If it's not available in a closer distance, then one travels to seek the obligatory knowledge of the religion. So the Prophet ﷺ is encouraging us to seek the knowledge of the religion. And going to seek to learn to acquire the knowledge of the religion with a sincere intention is a rewardable matter. There is great reward in that. Some people nowadays might live very close to where the knowledge is being given, yet they are lazy for some reason and they do not attend. Yet we see some people who are willing, for the purpose of leisure, just to take a trip, they are willing to drive for hours. Or even, as you know, many are willing, to travel by plane for a vacation, for a holiday. Yet for going to acquire the religious knowledge, unfortunately, they are not willing to do that, even though this matter, going to learn the knowledge of the religion, there is great reward in that. However, there are still those who are willing to travel hours by plane to go and attend a circle of knowledge when they know that it is being held at a particular place. There are some who are willing to go and travel a long distance because they know of the great reward that there is for the one who goes seeking the religious knowledge with a sincere intention. Many people in the past, when they finished their work, what did they do? I'm talking about a long time ago. What did they do after finishing work? They used to go to the masjid and sit and listen to a lesson. So this was among their priorities. They finished their work, they went to learn the knowledge of the religion. So this hadith of the Prophet ﷺ means whoever takes a path, seeking by it, learning the religious knowledge, Allah Ta'ala rewards him for that. And some said it means Allah facilitates for him a path to paradise because he is seeking a path to learn the religious knowledge. I will mention to you some sayings of the scholars pertaining to learning the religious knowledge. It was said that what people need today the most of is the religious knowledge. What they need the most of nowadays is the religious knowledge. And they said when the religious knowledge is present among the people, then this is good for them. But when it is absent, then they are in a bad situation. And when we look around us nowadays, is knowledge being spread a lot? Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, what is spreading widely nowadays is ignorance. And we see the situation of so many around us and the consequences of that. Unfortunately, many people are not in a good situation whatsoever. And it was mentioned that, and this is to encourage you, as we mentioned last time, the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, in which he encouraged one to convey from him, even if a verse. So the scholars said that giving one lesson in the matters of belief is better than performing 1 million sunnah nafil hajj. I'm not talking about the obligatory one. I'm talking about if a person did already the obligatory one and wants to do a sunnah one, a nafil, okay, extra to gain reward. So they said that giving one lesson in the matters of the belief is better than performing 1 million of the sunnah, meaning nafil, hajj. And who amongst us lives 1 million years anyways to perform that many? So you can see the great reward that there is in learning the religious knowledge and in teaching the religious knowledge. And also the scholars said that rescuing one person from kufr, blasphemy, takes precedence over rescuing 1 million Muslims from hunger. And this is because if these 1 million Muslims, they are Muslims, but if they die out of hunger, die on which status as Muslims? If they die, eventually they will be in paradise forever if they died as Muslims. However, that person who died as a kafir and he was accountable, he will end up in hellfire forever. So they said then that rescuing one person from kufr takes precedence over rescuing 1 million Muslims from hunger. And subhanAllah, today so many people are ignorant in the matters of the religion. You know, we see many teenagers around us, or even adults. They have memorized names of many singers. Maybe they've even memorized the lyrics of many songs. Yet when they are asked about some basic questions about the Prophet ﷺ, or about the prayer, unfortunately, they're not able to answer basic questions. And what is more catastrophic is that we are seeing nowadays so many ignorant people speaking in the name of Islam, yet they did not acquire the knowledge from trustworthy, knowledgeable people. So what they are doing is actually spreading falsehood, claiming that it is among the religious knowledge, yet in reality, what they are spreading does not comply with the religious knowledge. So subhanAllah, this is a very dangerous matter. And we see that they have many followers. So we are not to look at who has more followers, for example, on social media. Rather, we are to look at who is teaching what complies with the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ. So learning the religious knowledge needs to be among our priorities. By learning the religious knowledge, one knows what is lawful and what is unlawful. One knows what is obligatory and what is sinful and what is permissible. And one learns what is attributed to the prophets and what does not befit to be attributed to the prophets, such as, for example, adultery or fornication. This does not happen from the prophets. Also, by learning the religious knowledge, one learns what are the 13 attributes of Allah that the accountable person has to know, such as that Allah Ta'ala is attributed with life, and that the life of Allah is not like our life. It has no beginning and no end, and all the attributes of Allah do not change. All the attributes of Allah Ta'ala do not resemble our attributes, that God is not like His creation at all. And one learns how to protect one's belief from apostasy, riddah, in order for one to die as a believer, as a Muslim. SubhanAllah, so seeking the religious knowledge needs to be on our priority list on a daily basis. On a daily basis, you know, when you look at your day, before you go to sleep, and you think, what have I done today? Have I fulfilled all the obligations? Did I learn a new lesson? So learning needs to be also among our priorities. Fulfilling the obligations, refraining from the sins, and we need to learn. Always continue learning, as we said, till death.